Well, here we are again, as happy as can be. The rain is pitter-pattering down outside, although it's looking like it might brighten up. I'm here ready and waiting for the live moment, the Wednesday circling through Pilates. Life is one big circle that contains us just now. So that's the circle reference. We're going to circle our Pilates and hopefully make sense of a little bit more freedom in the body. It will particularly involve the hip and the shoulder, as they're your circling joints. So I'm looking for who's coming into the room and noticing who's managing to sign in. Today is circles, Pilates circles through the hip. Morning, Jane. Missed you yesterday in Zoom, Jane. Don't know what happened, but you couldn't seem to get in, and I did try and let you in, but nothing really happened. Anyway, let's hope you're okay. You're here now. Circles and Pilates, that means hips, that means thighs circling within the pelvis, shoulders circling within the shoulder joint, and bits of rotation here and there. It is a Pilates circling moment. Good morning, Mena. So we have two doctors in the room right now, so we're very blessed. It's a shame the doctors can't see me right now. They'd probably put me off on the sick leave. Anyway, lovely to see you both in the room. And here we have Jane Crump too. Good morning, Jane. Get ready to do circles with your Pilates technique today. The programme today is probably a bit more thoughtful. It's very well planned by moi, as in I've done quite a bit of looking into it and practicing of it. But only you can make sense of core stabilising whilst creating some circling. I do Zoom on a Thursday at 10. Oh, Jane, I thought you were trying to get in yesterday. That's fine, Jane. That makes sense then. Hello, Donna. And hello, Sonia. Great to see you again. So you're getting ready to do circles with your life. We're living in a contained circle at the moment, but we're going to make our Pilates circles free as in the body. I just need to disclose to you, because even now I feel quite sick. I've come to the studio quite early doors. I have been sick twice. Doesn't really want this publicly, but you just need to know, because actually at any point I might bail out on this session. If I disappear, we'll just call it a day, but right now I'm hoping that adrenaline will stop me continuing with this sense of being sick. Kay, hello there. I apologise for giving you my ailments, but I kind of am a bit besieged by the feeling of sickness, and I've been sick. I want to try and do this though, so we're going to go for this. We've got Kay, we've got Linda, we've got Jane, we've got Mena, we've got Sonia, and we've got Jane Crump as well. We're going to have a great party. Linda's in the room, and I do believe Tom's going to tune in. It is Pilates and circles. Hello, Sarah, too. Okay, I will be looking after myself. If I have to depart this session, I will depart it. My query is whether adrenaline will overtake whatever it is going on inside my stomach. You will be starting at the bar or at your chair. So if you want to get little props ready, I will, if I stop an exercise, I will talk you through it. So use your listening skills, and I'm more likely to achieve an end result. I'm not convinced I can do much, but I will try. Okay, good morning, Carol. If you're just walking into the room and getting your room ready and your body ready, have a bar chair type thing ready, because this opening moment, which is quite chilled, is very much about needing enough stability to be very free. I will start the session freeing you up through the shoulders and the breathing and the kind of neck in really safe ways. And then it'll be moving down to lower body, abdominal area, obviously. The whole theme is circles. And if you think of the joints that circle, it's your shoulder joint and it's your hip joint. Circular circumduction type rotation joints. So with that in mind, you need to have a good strong sense of core stabilisation from the pelvis to the rib cage, so that the muscles that stabilise these joints and allow movement, circular movement, can activate and mobilise you and free you up. Good morning, Claire. Good to see you again. And Susan. Good morning. What more can I say? It is very much circles in your Pilates style of life. Yesterday was twists and turns. Today is circles. I am a tad distracted. Just letting you know, I have already been a couple of times. It's come upon me quite swiftly. I'm hoping that I will recover enough to continue teaching. If I disappear, you know what happened. I will do my best to keep you going. If I can't physically continue once I've set the exercise up, I will simply cue you, verbalising what you need to know, but obviously I can't see you and you're relying on seeing me. Listen in to me and hopefully it'll make some sense. Good morning, Anne. Great to see you too. We'll give it another 60 seconds just to make sure everyone's in the room, but I'm going to start in the standing position that you should be in. So your standing position, you may well want to put both hands on your chair or your work surface. The aim of the start is that there's no real stress going on in the body. Apart from that general neutral alignment through the spine, everything working and the breathing muscles connecting you. So the breathing in deeply and out is already what you're going to try and work with. So inhale through the nose. Good morning, Emily and Lorna, and exhale, and good morning, Chris. As you create tension through the middle area here, you're not wanting tension through the shoulders or the neck, but you want length. Keep the breathing going and gently rolling through the tiptoes and back down again without there being real drama. It's more a releasing, inhaling as you go up and exhaling down. The rolling now of your shoulders as you go up and down is what matters. So if you have both hands on the equipment, you'll find you can naturally roll both shoulders up. We're not picking up any pace here. You're looking at flowing and moving easily. Inhaling for shoulder rolls and exhaling. The sense of your shoulders, so if I come away from the bar, the shoulders just floating, circling in your mind. They come forwards and backwards and down. I've added the tiptoes to give some sense of stabilisation rather than just slump. You're going to take the circles the other way around. Circle, I'm encouraging you to use a surface so that you don't lose stabilisation. The rolling of your shoulders up and down, freeing up of the neck, breathing deeply out, core connecting. Okay, you've got one last one. We've circled in all of the directions. Keep your tiptoes balancing going. Listen to the cueing. Now as you tiptoes upward, drop the chin down, so it's a chin nod, and then let the chin come up. If you want to put one finger there, exhaling to roll and chin nod to the throat, inhaling and up. So that gives you the sense of the back of the neck stretching. You keep going, I'm just going to talk you through it. So you've got a bit of a chin nod as you breathe out and a float back up. The back of the neck as you do this chin nod is stretching you. Do that 2 or 3 more times. Okay, and then the next time you come down, stay down. We're going to now do the spiraling of the pelvic position. I don't know, probably 2-3 weeks ago, I lose track of time and days. And I know that some of you have been using this to reorganise after gardening and going, oh my word. By doing this breathing in and out, length and breath, the sense of a hula hooping connection through the hips, you're able to reorganise a really detailed area that makes up the pelvis. So this is another circular action. It's very small. It's none of this. You're not kind of, you know, in the playground being at age 10 again. Reverse the direction of these spirals through the pelvis. I can't emphasise enough how much you need to breathe. So good morning, Sarah. Great to have you with us also. The circling activity, you're growing tall, the spiral, circle, whatever you want to see it as. Now go back the other way. This standing start will make sense when we get down to the mat. I'm encouraging people to hold on if you've just joined in. Okay, you're going to go to turnout, and as I said, I won't necessarily do everything because I'm not that well. In turnout, go back to the tiptoes as you elevate up and down. Now instead of your rolling your shoulders, open the shoulder and close the shoulder. It's a bit like an arm circle, isn't it? So you can take it into this sort of reaching out and sideways. No tension, there's nothing except core connection. Keep going, I'm not going to carry on with my tiptoes. Keep moving, breathing in and out. You'll be doing your arm circles, you're in turnout. The arm circle, you can turn and look. If you can't do the tiptoes, then let it go, but ideally, the ability to go up and down, she says, nearly falling over, matters. So try and keep the whole posture going. If you can go up and down, and up and down, inhaling, keep freedom. One more to the other shoulder, and keep the legs going. Now that chin nod, and down. Exhale, the chin nods, your heels lift up. Inhale. I'm putting my finger to the chin to encourage it not to drop, but to lengthen out the top part of the vertebral column, which feeds into your skull. You've got one more like that. Chin nod, and down. Okay, keep your heels down now. Stay in your Pilates V. Remember that without the breathing, you're not going to go anywhere. So keep the breathing going. We do the spiraling in the turn out. Relax your jawline. Every part of the upper posture area now should be relaxed, feeling more mobile. And as you focus on here, it's the hip bones that get the sense of circling. Go back the way you came, so reverse that direction. Remember, I've said I won't be doing everything due to not feeling that brilliant. Poise still, and make that spiraling connection. It's tiny, but as you do it, however awkward it feels, it actually makes sense. Good morning, Annie. Good morning, Jen Rowe. We're all coming in late. How dare we? So you're spiraling. This is the final part of your workout and your warm-up, and then let the spiraling of the pelvic position go. Your next position's on the mat. So come seated, and this is where unfortunately I start to feel more sick. So if you've just joined us, I'm giving you a red alert. Listen to what I ask for. I'll probably set the position up and then I might have to stop and sit up. But you're going to go onto your back, so lay the spine down. You can use a block under your head, so you understand once you're lying down, the thigh bones are tram lines. Your pelvis is in neutral, and that sense of being relaxed in the pelvis and not grippy or grabby matters. Your feet are flat, your thigh bones are level, straight into then abdominal curls without going to imprint. So exhale to nod the chin, roll up without forcing the shoulders, find your armpits, and inhaling and back down. Do that 4 more times. You'll curl and you'll uncurl. As we've been doing this daily, the sense of moving more easily should be in there. If something doesn't feel right in the spine, the chances are something isn't right. So breath out to curl and inhale, down you go. Breathe deep in through the nose and out through the mouth. Next time you curl up, you'll stay. So we're prepping the core muscles. Put your hands behind your head and intertwine the fingers as we did yesterday. Now inhaling, stay where you are. Exhale and turn without the hips twisting. Inhale, stay where you are. Breath out, turn the other side. Keep your feet heavy, keep your sacrum heavy. You're going to turn center. Exhale and turn. Inhale and center. Keep going. So that bit of rotation, you're still lying down. Don't copy me, I just need to sit up a bit. You're still doing that forwards flexing of the rib cage as you rotate and reverse back. This is all part of your setup. And then the next time you finish that turn and back down, you'll stay down and find yourself into lying flat with your hands flat on the floor to start with. You're going to pull your right leg up into tabletop, and then you're going to put your hands around that thigh or on that knee, whichever way. This is the start of the technical moment. So we've got our leg circles. For those of you that were in the room as I was prepping your understanding of what the session was, it's all about circles. So your first joint that is a circular action joint is your hip. The thigh bone in the pelvis, as you're inhaling and exhaling, the leg that's straight is strong and reaching. This leg that's bent is being assisted to smoothly articulate circular action in the joint that's stabilizing and not moving. stay, go the other way round. Another way of viewing this, imagine that your knee is a pencil and drawing circles on the ceiling. If you need to monitor your pelvis, so I would cue your breathing now, I'd be inhaling and exhaling. Go to the breath. Now that you've got the circular action happening, I'll remind you again, the leg that's on the floor is strong. Your pelvic position is neutral, and the thigh bone moves without them moving in the spinal area, so the spine stays still. Let that go. Pull the other leg up, slide that leg down. Always check that that leg is where it belongs, okay? With the head down, you're breathing. Pelvis is level. Remember, we start circling, inhaling and breathing out. What you may notice is that one of your thighs moves really easily, smoothly within the hip, within the pelvis, and your other one doesn't. You have to, I can't because I'm talking, you have to seriously focus on the breath, and the stiffer you are, the more you use your arms to guide that circular motion of the thigh bone within a very stable pelvis. I started you with your abs prep, go back the other way, and made your abdominals switch on because I can't tell you how significant keeping the pelvic stability is. I take my hands off my thigh just partly because I'm teaching and showing. I would suggest you keep your hands guiding that thigh bone round to create a better and better circle. The back of the pelvis, the sacrum, is absolutely level. The hip bones are level. You've one more moment. We've done both directions. And then pull both knees into the chest. Exhale, pull your knees actually in and curl up. Notice what's happening at the knees. Is one thigh knee higher than the other? So I haven't taught this with the knees so far, and I'll show you here. The knees are this far in. Get breathing, be mesmerised by, I just have to sit up, sorry. Stay where you are. Both thighs need to be right into your chest, okay? And both thighs are level. You're doing kind of knees in 100 position. It matters that these are level because then it will rehab you. Your arms then reach the sides, and you're going to start breathing in 2, 3, 4, keep nose to knees, breathing out 2, 3, 4. I'm not pumping my arms, you can. I'm showing you what's happening next. Next, you'll take your legs up, and they can reach right back as far as you can take them with your hamstrings. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4. They're then going to lower away from you, and you'll watch them being dynamically straight. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4. They'll then circle back in. If you want to hold them, do so. In 2, 3, 4. Out. You're beating your arms or holding them. Up they go. I think you get the idea. Breathing, and then away they go. Breathing, breathing, and then in they come. So you're beating 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower 2, 4, 5. Pulling them back in. Keep that going. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5. Legs go straight up 2, 3, 4, 5. Core connect. Imprint the lumbar continuously as the legs go down 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to pulling the knees right in again. Remember, you're lying on your back. I'm just talking you through it. You're going back up with the legs to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5 with your beats. Reach them lower, lower, lower. Each time you go through this cycle, the legs are bending now, remember? The legs are extending. And then you lower it down as far as your posture alignment can take you with your core connection. And then you're coming back to full-on bend in. Do 2 more ranges of movement. So think of it as almost circular for the hip. As you send your legs away from you again. And then you pull your knees back in again. One more sequence. Send the legs up, reaching. Then lower the legs down, reaching them away, keeping the imprint. Pull your knees into your chest, at which point you can place your feet down. That should have felt quite pleasant, to be honest, but you're very alive now, aren't you? Take your right leg to the ceiling, take your left leg to the floor. So we did baby circles with the leg bent initially. Once more, I'm going to suggest you curl up and check your alignment. The alignment's there. The discipline now, as you breathe in and out, is to draw small circles about the size of a football. The thigh bone knows very much that it's coming in towards the mid of the body and away. Inhaling. I would breathe out to always pull in towards the other leg. And exhaling. Inhaling. You've got tension through the floor leg. Now go back the way you came. Breathe in as you go out. Breathe out as you pull across. If you were to monitor both hip bones, they're absolutely solidly pelvic stable. In other words, the breathing muscles are keeping you in neutral. The leg that's reaching across the mat and down is flexed at the ankle. And making that the last one, switch legs. Because all of us are amateurs, we're going to look at where our leg is. We don't want asymmetry. Pilates practiced with asymmetry kind of doesn't give you the result you want. So are you ready for this one then? We slowly start the journey of the breathing, and the exercise feeds from your breath. You may notice again that one side moved smoothly, and all I can tell you to do is, if you've got a more awkward side and your circle's a bit more 50p piece like, go back to the breath, the pelvic floor, keep the leg that's on the floor really dominant so that both legs have got this sense of lengthening away from the body in two directions. Are you ready to go the way opposite direction? Now we go out, across and up. So whichever way you haven't been, you now go. And if you can't remember, just play around, you'll work it out because it feels quite different. Please breathe. If you're getting a cramp in your calf or your arch, then take it to flexion. Last two. Last one. And then pull both legs up, pull your knees into your chest, big breath in. Exhaling then, you're going to rock side to side. Use your breathing, keep the thighs tight together. This is going to become a bit of a bigger exercise. Let the shoulders now go flat and allow the knees, it's like that clock face that we did yesterday. You're inhaling over one way, exhaling smooth through the sacrum and lumbar. Inhale again, and this is what's going to happen. As you go to the side now, allow the legs to circle away. We roll and circle. Inhaling and exhaling back up. Now go the other way. Inhale, exhaling and inhale and exhale. If you follow the breath and keep the gentle imprint of the lumbar, the sacrum's going to rock from side to side. Now keep alternating. So you go one way and exhale to circle it back up. The hardest space is as you go and you come back up this way, okay? Inhaling and last time, inhale and exhaling, up you come. Hold on to the back of the thighs. We're going to come to seated, so big breath. Exhale and holding the back of the thighs, you're now up in seated. Make your legs straight. Reach your arms. Everyone stay still just for a moment. We're going to do the equivalent of saw. If I can just keep my composure. All right. Here we go. So saw, remember we've been doing is like this, isn't it? So this isn't quite saw. This is going to be the arms circling through and returning back. Same side again. Exhaling. As you circle, keep the hips really level and the spine seated tall. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale as though you're scooping right back, and exhale, you'll feel your shoulder joint circling with the trunk stable. Inhale, legs are really strong. Exhale, last time. And you've got the other side. So we go, inhaling and exhale. You can actually do a gentle push forwards with the arm that's reaching over the toe, and that allows a little bit more rotation of the shoulder area. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling as long as there's no pain. Exploring range of movement. If your range is really small, then you're just doing your circle here. It doesn't matter. It's more that you move the joint appropriately within the range that you can have. Okay, you have one last one, and then let that go. From here, we're going to bend the legs. With your legs bent, hold it like you're holding a circle here. Shoulders away from the neck, elbows are pointed out. Exhale to tuck the bottom under and roll back. Breathe in, and then breathe out and rotate. Inhale all the way through, and it's a semicircle, isn't it? Come back to the centre, exhale and come back up, sit tall. Exhaling, pelvic tilt, nod, roll. Are you ready? We're going to stay for 2 this time. You circle to the side, circle all the way through using ribcage, shoulders, obliques, and you go back again, and back again, and then you come all the way back up. We're going to add to this. Breathe, pelvic tilt and off. So now exhale as you circle, increase the flex, and as you come back up, and then increase as you go the other side. Inhale, a tiny bit back up, exhale down. So you're actually bending and bending as you circle. Now if you're really struggling, simply hold the back of the thighs and make your abdominals do this work. If it's all in your lower back, then you shouldn't be doing this. You should be sat up, prepping the movement range. With your back, it's because the circling you're doing is coming from your lower spine and your abs aren't sufficient. Okay, people, reach your arms and then pull the pelvic position all the way down till you find yourself lying on your back again. Once you're lying on your back, final leg circles are going to be, your legs will come up in the air again, stay. With your legs up in the air, both legs now are going to do the smallest of circles. If you look at your ceiling, your sense of drawing circles the size of a football on the ceiling is what you can feel. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in, and are you ready to change directions? Exhale and breathe in. Exhaling. Your pelvis is absolutely still. You will probably be in a little bit of an imprint. Whatever feels right to have nothing in your back. Your hip flexors will be screaming, which is fine. We've got these circles happening and circling. All right, now for the big boy. Breathe out and curl up and hold the thighs as you circle. You're keeping your upper body flexed to the base of the scapula as you draw the thigh bones away, looking for perfection, symmetry. Breathe. The drawing of the legs together and up is your exhale. Draw them up. Stay still. Now go back the other way. Your circles can get as big as you can maintain abdominal pressure, drawing the navel down to the spine and symmetry of both of your legs. Let's start to travel these circles back up again. Remember, by touching the thighs, you assist the actual alignment and let that go. People, put your heels straight to the floor with your legs bent. Have your thigh bones parallel so that they're slightly apart from each other. Have your feet flat. Breathe deeply in and out. You're now into your neutral pelvis, Stay without gripping and grabbing into the sacrum at this point. Then on your next breath out, heels press, hands press. You roll through the imprint and up into the bridge. Stay in your bridge. Assuming none of that's in your lumbar spine, you've been doing this for long enough to understand how to keep this right. Are you ready? The right foot's going to go to tiptoes and it's going to lift and lower 4 times. Inhale, it's going to come into my chest. Exhale, it's going to tap. Inhale to my chest. Exhale to tap. Pelvis stays absolutely still. And then the next time it comes into my chest, it's going to reach up. It's now going to lower down and tap. Reach up. You know what's happening. I'm circling as though I want to scrape the floor with my toes, and hips stay absolutely level, pelvic position absolutely solid. Last time, and place that foot down and return your spine down using the breath out. You're down there, your thigh bones are parallel, big breath in. Core connect, pelvic floor, navel to spine, sequentially picking up one vertebra at a time and finding the hamstrings as dominant. Reach your hands to the floor. Are you ready with the left leg? It's going to lift to chest and tap. Exhale, inhale and tap. If you're not sure what's happening to the hips, by all means, pop your fingertips to your hip bones, but everyone should be breathing as deep as you can as you lift and lower. Now stay. You now press the floor away with your foot as you go down to a tap and it goes away. Pull your knee to your chest. Think circles. Now if that goes into the wrong place, make things smaller and realise that you must have twisted. Neither leg will ever be the same as, in other words, they're not twins, your legs, they're sisters or brothers. They have all of their own little idiosyncrasies. Are you making this your last circling leg? And plant your heel down, breathe. And to get everything right, melt the rib cage down, 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 until you find yourself back on the floor. You're ready for your sides. So if you side leg circles, bring your legs forward. So we've been teaching the last week the legs forwards of the hip. You're still in neutral and you're going to put your head down. Everyone stay and breathe where you are, just breathing. If you want your head here, you can. If you're comfortable with it here, you can. What you can't compromise, just one moment, you keep breathing. What you can't compromise is your actual alignment of the spine. So there can't be pressure in the neck or the shoulders, but there has to be a connection through the core. We've been doing enough of this for, I think, you to understand what you're doing. My feet are stacked one on top of the other, absolutely stacked. My waist is off the floor on the side I'm lying, although I suspect that as we get going with this movement pattern, some of us will lose our waist. Okay, keep breathing in and out. You're going to start the circling of the thigh within the pelvis. Back into that circular action. This time it emphasizes the sides. I would use my underneath legs as a sense of going down, exhaling up. Inhaling, lowering, breathing out and up. Don't just swing the leg. Place the leg as though you're drawing a circle about the size of a small Swiss ball, maybe. In other words, it's not massive. Go back the other way, point the toe. So pull backwards. All of this work here is pelvic stabilization. It's hip health. The ability for the thigh bone to articulate in this way within the joint is how the joint was designed to be at its best. We're waking up everything that makes the leg lift and lower. Everyone, next time you're down, stay. You've now kick, so it's not a kick as in an out of control thing, but pull your leg as far forwards, press your underneath leg down, and then take it all the way back without losing your trunk stabilisation. Inhaling, pull it forwards, wherever it will go without rolling your hips. Exhale and take it back. Your leg going forwards will be determined, its range, by how long your hamstrings. Some of you may be here. I just happen to have longer hamstrings. Okay, inhaling forwards it goes. Now wait. Exhale, it's going to come back and circle over. Pull back and circle over. The thigh bone within a stable pelvis. If you want, you can put your fingertip on your hip bone to be really conscientious that that thigh bone is moving and the movement originates from the thigh with a stable pelvis. Freeze frame, reverse the direction. So now you come back, up and over. And it's different again. Start smaller if it goes into the wrong place. And then gradually, as you get the obliques switched on, so every breath out I take and make, I amplify my waist muscles rather than thinking about my leg. Just 2 more. And 1 more. Now listen, people. Pull that leg in front of your other leg. I'm holding my ankle, my shin. If you can't do that, maybe hold it there. But if you do it here, do so. We're going to take our underneath leg off the floor. Keep everything aligned. Hold on to your shin to know that you're in the right place. Remember, it can be front or back. First thing to do with the underneath leg is we're getting into your adductors, your inner thigh. Circle just the ankle joint. Think of reaching the ankle, pulling up on pelvic floor, navel to spine, lengthening the leg as you circle in one direction, and then you take it in the other. Moving through all of the range that is expected of the ankle, we're giving you arch of the foot and kind of great connectivity through every sinew of the foot. Okie dokie, from there then, are you ready? Exhale, flex at your ankle and now circle the thigh bone up, down and. Inhaling and exhaling. I can't emphasize enough again how much you really have to get through to your pelvic floor, navel to spine, and not rock and roll those hips. The inner thighs are making sense of the space that should exist in your pelvis. Are you ready to go the other way? Point the toe. Go back the way you came. Make the breath out the hardest part of the journey. So to pull your leg backwards, circling part, is always harder than forwards. To pull the leg up and over and behind will always be harder. 2 more. The pelvis is going nowhere. 1 more. And let that go. You have 2 sides. So up we come and over we go. Remember, your setup, particularly on side lying, is 90% of your success. If you can set up alignment from armpit through pelvis, so getting the hip and the armpit shoulder happy. Remember, your arms, your head, your neck, it's however you want to do it. I'm actually trying doing it like this, partly because I'm looking at the screen. Once you're there, your legs are pointing. I'm just going to wriggle down the mat so that my elbow isn't halfway off the mat, because that isn't comfortable. Your legs are pointing more towards the corner of your mat. Your face is square with this direction you're facing. Your armpits sucked up and in, as it were. And we start. First of all, we tension the underneath leg. You can put your hand on your hip bone if you want. Your waist is off the floor, your line. Both legs are absolutely level, stacked. Inhaling, hold that leg up. And then exhale, start to circle, a small circle. Inhaling down, breathing out and. If your breathing lasts for a whole circle, one part of the breath, then that's fine. Just keep breathing regularly. The thigh bone is stirring within the pelvis, the socket being mobilized by everything that moves this leg in what we call circumduction. Reverse the direction, point the toe if you want. So come forwards, inhaling, exhale, feel the lift over the top of the circle, inhaling back down. Feel the lift. If as you lift the top leg up and over, you press down on the underneath leg, you'll get both sides of the pelvic stabilisation muscles really getting involved, and the spine will be happier and the recruitment patterns more efficient. Okay, that's the last one there. Stay. Now you've got your pulling forwards without collapsing and sending backwards without collapsing. Put your hand here, pull forwards and pull your toes to your nose, point the toes and pull back, pressing your underneath leg down. Nothing should be travelling up into your neck or your shoulders. Everything into the breath. The range of movement on one side will be different to the other. So this is my right hand side, and my range is really free. I've not had all the injuries to this side, and everyone's got one better side. So this is my nice side. Okay, the next time you come forward, stay and start the circle. And forwards and circle. Breathe in as you pull forwards, breathe out as you lift without collapsing everything. Inhaling, exhale. Inhaling forwards, exhale up. And are you ready for the other side? Flex of the ankle, go back the way you came, behind, up and forwards. If you think of the underneath leg as this kind of central part of the downwards phase of the circle, that helps the mind connect with the body. Inhaling, exhale, and reach the leg away. Refuse to collapse at the hip. Last two, and last one, and bring that foot in and hold on to your heel. Holding onto your ankle, heel or shin, lift the underneath leg, hold your shape, make sure you haven't rolled forwards with the hips. First activity with the underneath leg lifted is the circling of your ankle joint. That way you make sense of what is a circular activity coming from the ankle and what comes from the pelvic thigh bone area. Your ankle is mobilising in one direction, your leg is lifted, now go the other way. It feels really strange, and the more you look at it, you're better off not seeing your foot circle, which you probably can't see, so that's fine, because your mind-body connection is better off doing these things than visually looking. Keep the breathing so that your toes are connected to your breath, and then hold your leg in flexion at the ankle. Exhale now and circle the whole thigh bone. Forwards, remember the breath out is up and over, the breath in is down and under. Inhale under, exhale up and over. Refuse to let your hips drop. If you're feeling uncomfortable anywhere, just take it to a tiny lift. So again, depending on the shape of your pelvis, depending on your age, it will determine whether or not you can do this. The other thing to remind you of is the leg could go here and you could do the same. It's almost harder, I think, actually. But whichever way, hold your foot where you want to. If you're here, hold on to the foot there. Are you ready to take the toe to point? Go back the way you came. So I'm going back, up and over. Pull back, exhale, up and over. Resist the temptation to move the hip. Make it the thigh bone. However tiny this movement is on you, it will make the differences your posture needs as the pelvis through life often loses its space, and we need to give it back and reactivate everything. Two more. One more. Up and over, and oh my goodness. Okay, people, I was going to finish lying on my tummy. I'm not going to, for reasons that are quite obvious, I think. But that was a great circling time, so well done for participating in circling your body. Assess how you feel now, because I suspect you'll feel quite nice. I will give you back a goodbye moment. So the session today, Roz, you were in the room, grand. The session was you circling the joints that need circling. And apologies because I don't feel that well. But anyway, you were circling, and that is grand. Have a look at the exercises again on video. So if you weren't sure about some of them, have a good look. And I will be teaching them in Zoom at some point anyway, so that will make more sense still. I'm going to say goodbye as I get ready for the next few sessions. Have a great day, stay well, and I will see some of you later. Take care, and well done for being present.